Hey y'all, Keisha and I had so much fun talking about love during lockup this week that we went extra long. So this is an extra long episode and this is part one. Part two will already be in your feed. Thanks for listening. Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It is Monday. It's Mugshot Monday. And I gotta tell you, Keisha, I got a DM from a listener. I think her name is Tanisha. And she was just asking me, she bought some stuff in the Pink Shade store, which I was like, great, what'd you get? And she was telling me, I got a t-shirt, whatever. And she got a Mugshot Monday sticker. I was like, good. Yeah, you guys.
Thank you.
Those stickers are cute. I did send Keisha one, but she promptly lost it. But this is what it looks like.
Look, if you ever send me a t-shirt and a sticker at the same time, tell me that or tape the sticker onto the t-shirt.
Right. I just put it together. I just thought when you fluffed the t-shirt out, you would see it like a surprise. But I think it was in the bottom of the bag and you said, going in the trash.
You know me.
Maybe I'll be nice and send you another one. But I will tell you, Keisha just asked me if I ever opened her birthday gift. Of course, our birthdays were in October. I was like, yes, it's right here. Look. It's this really cute.
The Marge.
It's my friend, the Marge. I love it.
The Marge. That is from the episode where they threw Danielle's then husband into the pool.
Your husband's in the pool. Yeah.
Yes. Me and my husband. Yes. I love those Who Sketch Me Boos because they're all like scenes from the episodes. Yeah. And like, I'm like, I know that scene. And like, I'll reenact it for James. And he's like, oh, you're so funny. He thinks everything I do is so funny and entertaining. He's like, you're so funny. Thank you.
The problem is that when I tell Dave a story like that, like if I would explain to him why this was funny, it would take me so long to explain the backstory that by the time I get to the punchline, he's like, what are we talking about again? I'm like, we're talking never forget it.
Well, you know how James is like, oh, what are you saying? Let me hear I want to hear it all. So yeah, I'll just casually just do a scene and he's just like, you're so funny and so pretty and so funny.
I know. So well, that's so nice.
He'd be lying.
We know what he's after. Look, he's a man at the end of the day.
Right.
Now I have a question to ask you. So we recently had a terrorist attack in New Orleans, which, I consider New Orleans to be my people because that's down there where I'm from in Mississippi. And I've reached out to make sure, all the bunkies are okay down there. Yeah. And, but once they said this guy was from Houston, I was like, I hope Keisha doesn't know him.
No, I don't know him.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. I actually had a couple of bunkies reach out like, are you and your family okay? And I'm like, yeah, this fucking moron was from Houston and they think he has some things planned for Houston as well. And it just didn't go off as planned. And,
interesting.
We're right next door to Louisiana. I don't know if you've ever seen whenever something happens in Louisiana, they do like an animated Texas and Louisiana and we're hugging Louisiana.
No, I've never seen
Yes, it's the sweetest thing. And, I'm like, ugh, but it is the sweetest thing. Like whenever there's like a natural disaster, it's like, we got you, buddy. We got you, little buddy. Because they're our neighbors.
Yeah. So they're neighbors to Mississippi as well.
Yeah. So that was just like insane. And then, I appreciate it now more so that people are like, instead of remembering his name, remember, here are the victims' names. Like, this is their story. It's just sad, I
don't know this guy's name. I don't care. I'm just like, because I know they said they were like, of course, they had to go to his house to check out what was doing there. And of course, he had made threats on his his ramblings, his last will and testament, whatever, when he was driving. I guess he had said, to his family, like, basically, you're lucky you got spared because I was coming for you. It's like, wow.
It's just, if some people, I know, to me, it's like, if you're not happy, deal with yourself. If you don't want to be here anymore, okay. But why do you got to fuck up other families? Like, why do you have to do that? But on the flip side, you cannot pay me to be on Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve either.
No, but that's not to say I wouldn't
have done it anywhere.
I would have been there if I was 25. Sure.
I know.
I have been to Bourbon Street. I have been to Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve. I have.
Oh gosh, you gangster then because I'm scary.
Yeah.
And then the poor girl who like wasn't supposed to be there, she snuck out of the house and she's bad. It's just
it's awful.
It's senseless.
Yes, that's the exact word. It's senseless. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to like talk about it too much,
Yeah.
but I did want to ask you about the Houston aspect of it.
Yeah.
And did you know like where the house was that they were looking through and things like that?
Mm-mm.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
the part of Houston, yeah, but I'm like, ooh, why you gotta be from Houston? Don't like,
I
come
know.
on, can we talk about Beyonce instead? Being from Houston, like, why
That's
do we
right.
gotta, attach this onto it? It's just, it sucks. Holidays makes it even worse. Just
It's awful. Well,
it
everybody
is.
that's in the New Orleans area or that was affected, we are thinking of you, and
Yeah,
I haven't forgotten. And it's been a few
yeah,
days, but haven't forgotten. Still thinking about it.
mm-mm.
Still watch
Yeah.
CNN, which I really, really try not to do. But I'm always interested in stories like this because of where I live. And when this episode comes out, it'll be January 6th, which greatly
Mm-hmm.
affected a lot of people we know personally who work in the Capitol that were
Right.
scared for their lives.
Yeah.
And so yeah, in these trying times, we got to come
Yeah.
over to the podcast and try to be funny for the people. Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's do it.
Let's do what we do.
How about you? Are you guys getting any of this snowstorm that's coming? Because we're about to get walloped.
So it's not going to snow here because it don't snow in Texas. Well, not in the Houston area. We may get a little bit of slush, but it's supposed to freeze tomorrow. It's supposed to be like in the 30s. So that
Cold
is
for
like
you.
we don't know what the fuck to do. Like it's like what do we
Okay.
do? Like we got to come up with the plan. And it just started raining now, but right now it's like 70.
No, it is not.
No, I'm pretty sure it's
70?
It's almost 70. Hold on, let me see.
I'm looking at my phone right now.
76 degrees right now. Yes.
Keisha, let me tell you what degrees it is here right now. It has been so cold for the last couple of days, and Dave and John are going to basketball games, and I think it's like the Wizards and the Pelicans or something. It's like two teams that are bad, and but they got really good seats. But I was like, you guys can't be down there. And he goes, no, it's going to probably really start to hit us around 10 p.m. It's currently 34, feels like 23.
So we started the morning off at 41 degrees. Ooh. And now it's 77 degrees.
I can't.
That is how it is here.
I'd be outside in my bathing suit. Like I'm catching some rays. I mean.
We're just like, can we have I bought a new coat.
Yeah.
Back in October. I've yet to wear it.
I mean.
We've had no reason to wear it at all. No, it hasn't been cold. So, like I said, it'll start off in the 40s and go all the way up to the 70s. Like, what? Well, by the time I wake up, it's not cold anymore. I'm like,
that is wild. Yeah. Well, we did just for the first time in our lives ever winterize our outside faucets. We have been homeowners for 20 years. Okay. Mm-hmm. We've been married for 24 years. The first 4 years we rented. Mm-hmm. So we've been homeowners. This is our third house that we've owned. We've never winterized our outside faucets. I don't even know.
Really?
No. Now,
yeah.
If you recall, right before John's grad party here, we had a leak in our basement. We had to have all the brand new carpet replaced and half the wall taken out and the whole thing. So now we're not messing around. So
yeah, please don't. No. Mm-mm.
So we did the thing where we opened them to let them fully drain and then and cut the water off inside the house. And then we put the little boots on them outside. So the outside faucets have little insulated boots on them. Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of that. Well, James says he's going to do all the, I think all we do is wrap the pipes.
Yeah.
Leave the water like dripping. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to get in the 20s. So,
Well, yeah, it's in the 20s right now here. Isn't that crazy?
We may wake up in the morning because it has been known to happen. Like, oh, it's going to be 100% chance of rain and thunderstorms, and the sun will be out the whole day. That's just how we do it here.
Okay, yeah. All right.
So
it's kind of like being on an island. When you go to Bald Head Island, or if you go to any Caribbean island, it seems to always rain every single day for a little bit.
Yeah,
you're like it did rain for 10 minutes. That's weird.
So maybe that's it. So yeah, it's raining right now, but no, it just stopped. It just stopped. I literally told you a minute and a half ago that it was raining, and it has already stopped. And this is the second time that it's done it today.
Well,
for a little bit.
Sunday night into Monday morning is when this is being released. We will be hit with, they said, anywhere between 5 to 10 inches of snow.
Oh, that would be so wonderful to see and to experience.
Keisha, I had a little party here on Friday, a little white elephant party. It's like a post-Christmas white elephant party. Bring your worst gift, just girls only. I had like 20 girls here. It was really, really fun. And I was very excited about it. It turned out everybody loved it. I was so happy. You're so happy like when you host something and people like rate you and how fun it was. Yeah, it was successful. Right. So that day at like 3:45, Dave says, ooh, I just got an alert on my phone. We're about to have a snow squall. It was like completely sunny.
Wait, what?
Snow squall, like a come through of snow.
Well, we needed a record scratch for that because I've never heard of that before.
Yeah. And I go,
it doesn't snow.
I go, what? Here. This is at 3:45. Now I'm in the kitchen kind of like preparing things for the party, right? Now, my friend who lives like 45 minutes away sends me a text that goes, ooh, we're forgetting all this snow. Like, I'm not going to come to your party. I go, wait a minute. No, you have to come. And Dave says it's just a squall. It's going to go through and it's going to be done at like 5. When I tell you at 4:15 on the dot, you look outside, it was white out, blinding snow, whiteout conditions. And so if you watch like the videos they have for the news or whatever, like, they always have the view of the Capitol to Washington Monument or whatever, the camera's fixed. It went from completely clear to like white. You couldn't see across the camera.
That is so like, I would love to experience real snow.
It was gorgeous because then it kind of turned into those thick flakes that seem like they're falling slowly. That's pretty. Yeah. But when it comes at you fast and furious like that, it's Ginger. We may as well just check her. She needed to go to psychiatric care. She started shaking so bad and she started clawing on Dave's legs to pick her up. Because I had my hands and I was cooking, and he was like, "What's happening?" So he picks her up, and she's like, "Huh." She's like shaking and panting, and I go, "I think she's like that not because it's snowing, but because Dave like jumped up from his desk and was like, "Oh, look outside, this is cool," and he's like,
and that got her anxiety up.
She was like, "What's happening? What's happening?" But then it stopped. You could still see the snow on the ground, but it wasn't. It has to be above whatever to freeze and stick. But when it happens tonight, it's going to freeze and stick. And I have ordered a portable generator to be delivered today. Because I'm worried.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
I'm worried. We're going to be cold.
Yeah, you can't be cold.
We can't be cold.
I mean, I'd rather be too cold than too hot. But yeah.
Well, that's true.
Cold.
You wouldn't want to be stuck in the house with no AC when it's 90 degrees outside. That's happened to us before too. That's bad.
No. And here's the thing about being hot. Like you could be butt naked and still hot. At least when it's cold, you can bundle up and get a little bit warm.
That's true. So. Yeah. And get a dog to lay on your feet.
Yes.
That's just what we do. All right. Let's talk about these people. So today we are doing Love During Lockup, Season 5F, Episode 54. This is Episode 4 of the new season. And, we talked about this beforehand and we're like, meh, it was all right. The episode was all right. And this is the exact middle of the season because they did a mid-season trailer.
They did.
And this is episode, 4. So there's only going to be 8 episodes.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna write to my people and find out about this other Love During Lockup show, which is showing their crimes that they keep advertising. Because Keisha and I don't know if this is like a little 30-minute show they're going to tag on to the end, or if it's a whole standalone show. Either way, we're covering it, whether you want to or not. That's what's happening.
Whether I want to or not, is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said. That is what I said. Yes.
Aye, Captain.
That
is funny. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Not bringing anybody else on board for that. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're the only one I want to talk about prisoners with, Keisha.
Oh, because you know about that prison thug life.
You're about that prison thug life. Yeah.
Yes.
As Keisha's got the most amazing hair going right now you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, do I? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I washed it. It was so dirty.
I thought you said you never washed it when you put it on and then you lift it like that.
I usually don't, but I had makeup in my bangs, like it was, and I just said last night, let me just try to wash it.
Yeah.
But it's like, not like a full, you
get it into your scalp. Yeah.
No, because then, the pieces will come loose, but I'm like, I got to do something here. So I just did almost maybe like a prison wash. Let's call it that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a bird bath for hair. That's what I did last night.
Well, you know what I do before I come on here? I put my hair up in a bunch of different rubber bands to give it a little curl, and I wash my bangs. and I'm good to go. And I'm good to go.
That's kind of what I did.
Everybody's got their tricks.
Yep.
Because this will be fine for this 1 hour, but after that, I'm gonna need to get in the shower. This is not gonna stay cute for very long. All right, let's start with. I love how I said I write a note when the recap starts, but then it's always 5 minutes later. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get started with Kate and Hunter and Kaylee. Okay. So we open where we left at the wine bar with the two fun friends, and they're chanting, "Ditch the chicks, ditch the chicks." Now, I thought they were saying ditch the chick.
I did too.
But Ditch the Chicks is the name of the episode. So I wonder.
So it's ditch the chicks, like he needs to ditch the chicks.
That's what I thought. But then it seemed like when they were chanting, they were saying ditch the chick, like one chick. Like they knew that he had just the one. See what I'm saying?
I didn't know. No, I was too busy like chanting with them because they are taking this situation the same way we do. Like, this is fucking funny, where you have poor Kate in a restroom. Like, this is a major life decision. And the rest of us are just like laughing at it because it's so simple. Just don't answer the fucking phone when he calls.
And it's just, they're sitting there having wine, and the two friends, I think, must have gotten there 2 hours before her because they're completely drunk, and I love it. Yeah.
I do too, because I'm like, ooh, I would love to be in that restaurant with them right now saying, "Dish the chick," and drinking a glass of Prosecco. Yeah.
Well, they were having fun. They were having a good time.
Yes.
So, all right. So they're chanting, and Hunter tells her, "Look, I don't want to lie. I'm still talking with the writer-prisoner chicks." And he says, "Nothing serious is going on. I still plan on ghosting them." And he goes like, "You should just trust me because I'm telling you the truth now. And I want to be sure that nothing's going on." She goes, "So you want me to trust you because now you're telling me the truth when before you were not telling me the truth?"
Uh-huh.
And then she makes a good point. She goes, "Because you've got this roster of chicks, and I'm still on your roster too, actually, because you're getting something out of this."
Yeah. I'm glad she noticed that, because you should not be on the roster. You should be the roster with your cheetah print skirt on.
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed her skirt. It was cute.
I did notice
her. I love a good animal print.
I do too. She always looks cute though.
And I think she has more money than what she lets on too. I mean, she's got a horse.
That was
nice apartment.
That was interesting. That she doesn't have any money, but she appears to have a nice apartment and can pay for a dog trainer and a horse.
And she has cute clothes. Like, maybe she's just smart. I don't want to spend the money on Hunter. That's what I would do.
Right. But I don't think you make enough money as a yoga instructor to have this life.
I think there may be a little bit of family support going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mom looked rich.
She kind of did have that. You can't tell I have money, but I do have money vibe going on.
I think so. So, okay. So, I'm trying to get back to a spot in my notes. And she goes, "Okay, so you're lying." And then she goes, "I'm on your roster too, because you're getting something out of this." And she goes, "I really didn't think you were going to take it this far." And he goes, "Look, he's like, you signed me up for it. I didn't think I would take it that far either." And she goes, "Well, look, those girls, they think it's real and you're playing them. And now I'm wondering if you're playing me."
Yeah, good point, because it could be.
Now, in the talking head, he says, "Yeah, the thing is that Kaylee and I are real and it's deep." Okay.
Is this where he said the twin flames part?
No, he says that later.
Because, I totally check out whenever someone says twin flame.
Yeah. Amy Archer on her Patreon Supercast, that's the name of it, is the Twin Flames, because she has first of all, they covered that documentary, but she has so many terrible people that she thinks are her twin flames, like, Bob Durst or, David Koresh.
Why?
You can talk to her about that when you guys cover the show next week.
Yeah, because I have so many questions already. I need answers.
She just has bad taste in men, and she's like really into Eric Menendez. Just
okay. Oh
yeah,
but her husband's not our twin flame though.
No. She loves him a lot. He's real sweet. Next week, why don't you ask her about that? Okay.
I will.
He's still, he says, "I'm still talking to 2 girls. And she's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, and in my mind, I'm going, he's counting Kate and Kaylee as 2 girls. He's counting Kate as one of the girls because he's not technically lying.
Yep.
And, there might be an email here or there. And she was like, what? And he goes, baby, I love you. We built this foundation up and I'm asking you to trust me because I'm coming home to you. These chicks mean nothing to me. I promise. And she goes, yeah, I don't know if you're coming home to me. And he goes, fuck you. Come on. And he says it like joking. And she goes, oh, really? Click. Hangs up on him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's doing a little bit too much. And I think he's stuck in between, I really like this one chick, but this other chick has lots of sex toys. Mm-hmm. And she likes sending me money and things like that. So I think he should get out, go with Kaylee, hang out with her for a while, and then go settle down with Kate.
Yeah, because I think with he and Kate, they weren't so serious before he went in. I think it got more serious as he's been in. Yeah. So it wouldn't even be a surprise to her if he went off with somebody else.
Yeah, but I think like when he leaves Kaylee, like he needs to get like some protection spells going on because she looks like she may conjure up some voodoo or some kind of shit like that and kind of do something to him. Yeah, she's got that vibe.
She sure does. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we see Kate chatting with Steve, the horse trainer, and she's riding around. Now, we don't know if this is her horse, but we assume it's her horse.
I'm going to assume it's her horse.
Either way, if you have horse riding as a hobby, you have money.
And usually when you're taking horse riding classes, you're doing it on your horse.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So I think she's got a little bit of money and she's just smarter than what we give her credit for. And she does not spend it in on Hunter.
Right. Yeah, I think that's right. So, she's riding the horse and she jumps off to take a phone call with Hunter. And he says, listen, I thought a lot about our conversation. I'm sorry and I love you. And I was just being honest. Those women mean nothing to me. And she goes, okay, well, I need those women broken up with and those relationships done or I'm out. And how do I just trust you on this? He goes, you're my woman. You're my wife. You're my life. And those women are not that. It's going to be okay. I promise. And they hang up.
Do you know how much I loathe when people refer to someone as their husband or wife and they're actually not? I just hate that so much.
It's so weird.
It is so weird. To me, it's like the kiss of doom. Like you're already giving this person that title. They're not going to marry you. I mean, I barely call James my husband. I'd be like, that's James.
Don't mind him. That's James.
That's just James. I don't like that, but everyone does it. It's weird.
It is. I agree. I agree. So now we go over to Kaylee's apartment. She's getting ready in the bathroom and he calls. And of course she's like, hey, baby.
I'm so over it.
I am too.
I'm going to make a shirt that says baby.
Hey, baby. I have a surprise for you. I went to an antique vintage store. Girl. Okay. And to look at wedding dresses. And then we see her friend Kayla in yet another witness protection program get up.
She's just like, I'm simply here for the gift card. No one needs to know it's really me. No. My real name is Diane and I am a brunette. I have green eyes.
No freckles and don't wear glasses.
No, this is not even my real body. Everything's fake. Everything's fake because I have a job that I have to go to Monday through Friday and I need them to know nothing about this show and its stupidity. But I don't get that gift card.
So funny. So she goes, I was looking for a wedding dress. And he goes, okay. And she goes, and I didn't find one, but I found a ring. And we see her with this ring and it's rose gold. It's got like a tiny little opal in it or something.
I don't even know what that was.
I don't know what that was. And she had to like jam it on her finger. And she was like, I was just about to say, I was like, does it?
I know what it was. It did not fit. That's what it was. Stop. Why would you do that to your finger's health? We're cutting off the circulation of your finger.
It was $100. Okay. And then she says, look, there'll be haters out there that'll say, you're a woman. You shouldn't buy your own ring. But my focus is to get married to the love of my life. And I don't care what people say. And I just love this ring so much. Okay.
Well, it's a cute ring. Just buy the ring. Don't say it's your engagement ring.
It's so,
and I was thrown off by the antique store wedding dress shopping as well.
You're going to a vintage store to what? To look for a haunted wedding dress from the 1800s? What are we doing? What are we doing? Go to a secondhand store. Go to Goodwill, you know?
I mean, I love antique shopping. I do, but I don't antique shop for clothes because, for one thing, they're not going to fit my body because they were made for people in the 1800s and they were like a size 0. It's just not going to work.
That's right. That's right.
And then the one that they showed us, I'm like, ick.
So, the talking head, he goes, look, I love Kate. I do, but I would consider Kaylee to be my twin flame. And then I don't know. I think they cut this from a different thing because he goes, yeah, I'm really excited about marrying Kaylee. You know, she went out and got her dress and her ring, but being stuck between Kate and Kaylee is a lose-lose situation. I need to figure out what to do. Okay, so you can't in the same sentence say, I'm excited about marrying somebody and then say, I don't know what to do, because in the first part of the sentence, you said what you're going to do.
Yes, exactly.
And in the second part of the sentence, you said, I don't know what to do. So I think they cut that together because it didn't make sense.
I don't know, but Hunter's not that fucking smart either.
Well, that's true.
So just think about the source. Yeah.
Okay, good point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Kaylee tells us that they don't have the privilege of in-person visits or video visits right now because one time they did a video visit and it got a little hot and heavy. They've only had 2 video visits. One was rated M, where she just showed her boobs in her downstairs. And the second time was a mini porno. And that's what they got in trouble for.
And they got caught because he was so loud about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how loud? What? Like, you're in okay, think about how loud you have to be louder than the prisoners.
And you wonder too, did he like have guys like poking their head around looking in there like, what y'all doing in there? You know?
I don't know.
Did he do it right there by that snack machine that he's always in front of?
I'm wondering too. I'm like, how do you just let loose like that with so many people around you? And also because you're not supposed to be doing it.
Right. Be a little quiet.
Yeah.
And then she says, yeah, and so now we can't see each other. This process with, him being in prison is never ending. It definitely was not worth it. 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
Well, they also don't recommend it.
Okay, by the way, when you say 10 out of 10, that means 10 out of 10, I do recommend.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 0.
0 out of 10, do not recommend.
Yeah.
And I just said, girl, okay.
They're made for one another.
Yeah.
They really are.
This is why they're twin flames.
Yep.
So in the talking head, she goes, I'm just ready for him to come home so we can spend that quality time that we really need together. And I don't want to live my life without him. And then she asked the production, she goes, can we just like get out and stop filming in this tiny bathroom? And then she goes and cries in her bedroom, to which I say, you're going to ruin that makeup you just did, girl.
She has a little bit of Ginger vibes. Like something happens, she can't take it.
Ginger, my dog.
Yes, like something happens, because this is the second time that we've heard her say, "Can we stop?" Like I gotta turn the face. Yeah, like Ginger does in the car. She just turns around and faces the back seat.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So she got a little bit of Ginger vibes going on in there, but Ginger has far better hair.
It's curly like that, though.
Yes, it is.
When it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've got a problem. Everybody in my house is always coming and going, and I never know if I need to serve somebody a full meal, like a little snack or a lunch or a dinner or what. But my problem has been solved thanks to Hungry Root. It is the easiest way to eat healthy and get everyone's needs met in your house. Shopping, planning, and cooking food really can be simple and stress-free with Hungry Root. No kidding. You just tell them about your goals and preferences, and they fill your cart with personalized recommendations that get smarter as they learn more about like what you did and didn't like. There's no high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. They only source top quality meat and seafood free of hormones and antibiotics. Okay, so I tried Hungry Root for the first time recently. I love filling out an online form, and they ask so many specific questions about what you need and what the people in your house need. I really felt like my box was put together by my own personal grocery shopper. I'm not kidding. I got a couple of specific recipes and then some amazing snacks and some great breakfast foods that I was able to just pull out for quick breakfast. It was literally perfect. And we liked every single thing they sent, every single thing. Now I can go back in and say what our needs are for next week, right? Do we need more dinners? Do we need less breakfast? Because around here, it changes every week. And that is why Hungry Root is perfect. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, take 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/pinkshade and use code pinkshade. That's hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade, and get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade. Thanks. Okay, let's move on to Sam and Crystal.
This was crazy.
Okay, this week what I noticed on Crystal,
she
has holes here right above her lips and right down here. So I think she had 3 lip piercings.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that this week. I was like, oh, she's got little holes from where they won't let you keep those in prison.
Yeah. So do they have to put things in there, right? To keep the hole open, right?
Well, Melissa of Melissa and Louie, remember, told me that Louie would get the bristles from his brush.
No.
And stick it through his nipple piercing to keep it open.
No, I have nipple issues anyway. And just the thought of doing that.
Can't
do it.
How did you feel in Last Resort when Jasmine, when Sophie and Rob and the whole thing about his nipple? And she's like, I don't want to suck your nipple. And he's like, it's my nipple. During the sex education, they said the word nipple 1,000 times. I was like, now I don't want to talk about nipples. You're grossing me out.
It is something about nipple. Like there's nipple, then there's too much nipple. It's just.
I just don't like to talk about nipples, period. That's gross.
There's just something weird.
I agree.
Let's just move on.
Let's move on. Okay.
Yeah.
And why do guys have them? Unclear. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Why do they have them?
I don't know. That'll be first on my list when I get to heaven. I'll ask God. So, number 1, not anything else, but number 1, why do men have nipples? Okay. So, Crystal calls, and it appears he's asleep on the couch in the den. And why is he in a towel?
Mary Payne.
Yeah.
So many things went wrong here. Okay.
Yeah. Lots to go over in this scene. Number 1, why is he in a towel?
Second of all, why do we have to see his titties? Like his titties upright look like my titties when I lay down in bed with no bra on. They'd go flat and off to the sides. But at least when I sit up, they sit up a little bit with me. But his just said, you know what? It is what it is.
He has less than 0% muscle tone. This is coming from a person who also has less than 0% muscle tone. So I can see it. I spot it. When I tell you, I do not want that man coming to my house as my EMT and trying to rescue me. He wouldn't be able to pick me up.
Mary Payne, why was there a fucking needle syringe in the couch?
You mean on the side?
In the couch.
Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw on the arm of the couch was like his vape. There was a needle in the couch?
There was a needle in the couch. Like a syringe. Yes. I'm surprised you didn't see it.
I did not. I watched it twice.
Well, people took screenshots, so I'll have to send it to you because I'm like, what is going on here? Why is this happening?
Huh?
It's just stuck in there.
Is he diabetic?
It wasn't a diabetic syringe. It was too big. I used to be diabetic, so I know. It was too big.
So
I don't know.
Was he withdrawing blood in the night? Like, what do you mean? What are we doing?
I'm like, is it a sex drug that he took? Like,
text me that picture right now so I can look at it while we're discussing this.
Okay.
Or hold it up to the screen so I can see it. One of the two, because I'm going to need to have a look at that.
Okay.
I need to have a look.
I'm gonna.
Okay. So, I guess he let Cameron sleep in his bed. I guess. Anyway, I don't know why he's in a towel. I didn't like it. It made me very uneasy.
I think a lot of things went on in that house that night.
I do too. I do too.
Lots of things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Did you also notice when he walked into the kitchen, he got a trash bag and draped it over the edge of the drawer, like to hold it up, like he was going to like throw a bunch of trash in there?
I've done that before.
Yeah, that I wasn't mad about that, but I was like, what is he throwing away? Is he doing that? That's the first thing he does, and he doesn't seem like a clean freak.
Well,
so he's not like, I got to clean up these beer cans. It's sort of like, I got to clean up some evidence before this production gets in here and gets too close.
Yes, I think that is exactly what happens. I think production woke him up. He was not ready to be woken up. I think there's all kinds of freaky deaky stuff that was going on in there. They probably had some of Kaylee's dildos in there. We don't. I think he had a good time last night
with Cameron. Or were there other people there? You think? What do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, because Cameron looks guilty too.
He looked real guilty whenever Crystal asked him, like, what did they do that night? I'm still looking for this picture.
Okay, I got my phone pulled up just in case you send it to me.
Okay.
Make sure my ringer's off. Okay. So, my note.
Oh, here it is.
Okay, I'm ready.
Can you see it?
Okay, see, that's on the edge. See, I thought that was a vape. No?
I'm sending it to you right now. So you can see that is a full-blown hospital grade syringe that he has stuck in the couch. I don't know.
See, I saw the thing on the edge of the couch and I thought it was like his vape. So I was like, oh, okay, that's just his vape.
I'm sending it to you now.
Oh my God.
It's a needle. It's a whole syringe.
Yeah. I mean, there it is.
Yeah. Why, Mary Payne? I mean,
wow. What did the people in the crazy group, what did they say? They had to have something to say about that. They probably went off. They went off.
I think that was just an act of confusion. I already clicked off of it.
Okay. I'll look at it later. Yeah. Okay, guys, weigh in and tell us what you think. Okay.
Weirdness.
So anyway, my note is I would not want that body trying to rescue me. That was my note here.
No.
So Cameron walks in and looks like shifty and guilty. And so she says, so what'd y'all do last night? And Cameron's like, tell the hookers back in my room to be quiet.
Or don't tell her we fucked.
Yeah. Don't tell her I did you a solid.
Yes.
What are friends for? And so
what did that poor syringe do? What role did that syringe play in what happened last night?
We've got to know. We've got to know.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes, what'd y'all do last night? And he goes, we just we drove around and checked out the town and hung out with some hillbillies in the backwoods. Now, I think he's saying that to be like, ha ha, he's from Washington State and you're from Texas and Texas are hillbillies. I think he's trying to do like, and she's like, what? Why are you so dumb? And he was like, okay.
Because we are far from hillbillies down here.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I mean, we have some backwoods stuff going on in some sections, but the majority of Texas is non-hillbilly.
So they're both like, oh yeah, we're hungover. But she's like, are you excited to see me today? He goes, of course. He goes, Cameron's flying out, I'm gonna come see you. Now, in the talking head, he says he visits her 2 times a month. Being able to hug and kiss her is electrifying and a profound experience each time.
He's still high from the night before.
I think that's the drugs talking, man.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, he's still high. Mm-hmm.
So Cameron goes, yeah, he's telling her, he goes, Rita texted me earlier, man, it's bad news. I mean, she doesn't feel good, so she's not going to come today. And she goes, oh my God, you've got to go check on her. And he goes, I'm pressed on time already because like I'm hungover. I just got to get rid of these hookers. And why did Cameron fly into town from Washington State all the way to Texas for one night?
Do you think it was just one night?
Yeah, he goes, Cameron's got to go. I was like, and he came yesterday.
Yeah, I got that part, but I was like, yeah, I guess it was one day.
I mean, that's weird.
That is a short booty call.
More time flying than you had with the sexing. So in the talking head, she tells us, I was raised by my mother and my stepfather, but it was a very toxic, drug-fueled, dysfunctional family. So at an early age, I moved in with my grandmother, Rita. Rita has been my mom and my dad. She's everything to me. And being away from my grandmother is the hardest part about being in prison. She's like the only person I have. Well, you should have thought about that before you slashed your husband's forehead with a knife and got yourself put there, girl.
Now, I cannot remember I think it was during this time that she's talking about Rita.
Mm-hmm.
Or did someone post a picture of it? I can't remember, but it's Rita standing with a whole Thanksgiving turkey held just like this and smiling.
Okay.
It's not in a pan. It's just the actual cooked turkey.
What? It's like turkey's in her hands?
Like this.
Like she picked it up with her hands?
Yeah. And you know my greedy ass. At first I'm like, is that a chocolate chocolate turkey that she's holding right now? I'm like, that may be delicious. Put that on the menu for next Thanksgiving, but it's a turkey.
Maybe there were 2 hot pads under it.
You can see her hand.
Ew. All right.
I just
That's
don't
weird.
get it.
I don't get it either.
People are odd.
There's a lot of odd things happening.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So Cameron and Sam chat before Cameron leaves, and Sam goes, my whole life and my whole schedule revolves around Crystal when she's going to call and when I'm going to go and take care of Rita. And Cameron goes, yeah, man, like this is not fair to you. You need a little more balance in your life. It's all heavily in her direction, and you need to kind of like do something for yourself, like what we did last night.
Yeah, let's do that again. Let's plan it for next month.
Yeah. So outside, Cameron goes, look, I don't know if Sam's got a savior complex or he just happened to fall into the situation where somebody needed somebody. But he needs to be realistic here. And I don't want him to not to experience his life because he's put the whole thing on hold. And I guess what he's saying is like, if she really is not getting out for 7 more years, like this is ridiculous,
it's not like they were together before she went into prison.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's different, but I wouldn't do it. That would be a 0 out of 10. Do not recommend
0 out of 10.
Out of 10. Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. So he's trying to call Rita while he's driving, and he's frustrated because he's running late to get to the prison, but he has to swing by to check on Rita, which is 30 minutes out of his way.
Because she won't answer the phone.
She won't answer the phone. Now, I got to tell you, like, if you're running a little late and you're driving, 30 minutes is not time you're going to be able to make up. It's not. No. You can make up. You could get there 10 minutes ahead by going a little faster, but not 30.
Not 30. Nope.
So Crystal calls, while he's in the car and goes, I know this visit is important, but there's always next time. Like, I need you to go by and check on Rita. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So because, he wants that profound experience of the hugging. He's upset. He's not going to get that electrifying moment. God. In the talking head, he goes, I worry if I'm ever not willing to take care of Rita, I'll worry that she'll just end it. And then I wonder where I'm going to get my fulfillment. How will I get the profound, electrifying experience if I don't have Crystal? But here's the thing, though. I don't think he would just not take care of Rita. It seems like he liked her and wants to be like a son or a boyfriend, something to her. I don't know.
No, I agree too. I agree as well. But I think sometimes it's all just too much on him. Like he can't do anything for himself because he's working 65 hours a week.
It's crazy.
Talking to her, taking care of his own household, not greatly. He needs to just buy a trash can from like Target instead of hanging it on the drawer.
Little lawnmower, yeah, too.
Yeah, and then look, just hire some neighborhood kid to go by every day and check on Rita for you. Since she doesn't want to answer the damn phone. Like you can't say, hey, I'm sick and 90 years old and then not answer the phone when I call to check on you.
Right.
Like, that's a lot. You can just tell it was all catching up to him.
Yeah.
And
there has to be somebody. There has to be somebody, a neighbor or somebody, in her church or her retirement community, something that somebody could go by and check on her.
Yeah, because this was a lot. He was stressed the fuck out on this episode. Yeah.
So he goes over, bangs on the door, kind of tries to look in the window, no answer. Now it's 2.5 hours until the visit, which gets him like exactly there right on time. Because I think if you're not there right on time for the visit, they don't let you in.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Did you notice the gear shifting thing in his Jeep?
Yeah.
And what it looked like?
It just looked like a stick shift.
It looked like a personal massager, like the ones that you can get from like Walgreens.
Okay.
Why did it look like that? Because that was not how it came. He had to buy that.
It's like a bedazzled cover to go over the stick shift.
It just looked like a personal massager. Like the shape of it, I should have taken a picture of it.
I did notice that it was like a little sparkly or something, like it had like crystals on it or something.
It was a little bit, again, odd.
Again, everything about these people is just a little off. Just a little off.
While he's calling Texans hillbillies, well, you guys are fucking oddsters in his group.
Oddsters. So he says, he's telling us as he's driving, it's 3 hours each direction to visit Crystal.
That's a lot.
And it's like pulling teeth every time to get Rita to come.
You know what? That's a lot for an old woman.
And if he's got to be there, let's say he's got to be there at noon.
Yeah.
So he's drive 3 hours and he's got to drive 30 minutes out of his way to try to get Rita to come. And it's got to be very exact for him to make it on time.
And I think that's probably a lot on Rita's body, like a 3-hour trip there, then the visit where you're just sitting on probably not comfortable chairs and then 3 hours home. That's a lot that would be a lot on my body.
Yeah. And he's in a Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
So, he said, Rita isn't always reliable and Crystal always expects the worst. Now, Crystal cries and says she's so worried. Her biggest fear is losing Rita like she lost her mom. Her mom died 3 months after she was in prison, even though they had a bad relationship. And she says, I've had to grieve the loss of my mother, but I've also had to be there emotionally for Rita, who lost her daughter and also her granddaughter at the same time because I went to prison.
Well, you could have done something about the last part.
Well, girl, you're the one that made the bad choices.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, Crystal says, technically, I've got 7 years left, but I've been a model inmate. I've taken the classes. So I really have a good chance of making parole. Like I feel very positive about it. Okay. So Sam says he's running late. He just wants to have a good visit for once. And he worries he's not going to make it in time. So Crystal calls back and says, okay, good news. I talked to Grandma. I called her. How did you call her? Did you go to the office and make them allow you to make a call because you're worried? How'd you call her?
Well, I just assumed like a regular call.
Oh, like because she called out. Oh, she used some of her minutes to like call out to Grandma.
Yeah. Okay. But my thing is why didn't Rita call Sam and say, hey, I'm okay.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Because she's like, that guy's just going to knock on my door. I don't want to get in that Jeep. So she goes, okay, I talked to my grandma. Grandma has a cold and, she didn't sleep well last night. So I'm worried. And he's like, okay.
He didn't sleep well last night either.
No, we don't know what. He hadn't slept in 2 days, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So in the talking head, he says, the hardest thing about having a relationship with someone in prison is that I have to bear her burden in addition to mine. And nobody can be the rock constantly, and maybe she'll never understand. Talking head, she says, Sam is my security blanket. He has dedicated his life to me. I've never had somebody treat me like that. But, last year, again, this is cut weird. She says, last year he told me he hired a parole lawyer, but the truth came out and he didn't do it. Now he's since hired one for me, but having trust with anybody is really hard. So one thing she says, he's my security blanket. He's dedicated his life to me. He's the most amazing thing ever. Also, he lies constantly. So, okay.
A security blanket of lies. Poor Sam.
Poor Sam.
I feel bad for Sam.
I think he gets 2 days off a month and he uses those 2 days off a month to go visit her. Otherwise, he works every single day.
Yeah. He's tired and broke.
Tired and broke and not getting any sex except for Cameron.
That's not a good combination right there.
No time to go to the gym for sure.
No, he ain't spending no time counting. He's not overweight. She's not firm.
That's right.
And he just would think an EMT.
You'd have to have
a little bit firm. Like, you need some muscle.
You got to pick people up off the floor sometimes. Yeah.
He's just like, you guys pick him up. I'll check his blood pressure.
I'm in charge of the syringes. Nobody look over here.
Yeah. I'm kind of concerned about Sam's job after they see this one episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Hope he doesn't work for the county. All right, y'all. This is the end of part 1 of our Love During Lockup recap. Part 2 will be in your feed. Thanks. not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.